Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica, who has been my bestie for 28 years.
I have been your bestie for 28 years. I
And
was a
she's older
year.
than me.
Jeez Louise, by two
And
and a
I
half
bent
months.
down because I have a microphone. And I just realized nobody could see why I did that.
That's funny. Okay, so this video is another more hype video. We're going to bring you 10 books that have lower numbers in the ratings category than what we feel like they probably deserve. Like we know that they will. We read them.
1,000.
Yeah, all of mine are actually under 600.
Ooh, nice.
So,
I mean,
yeah. Ooh, nice.
that is not nice for the authors. It's
No,
like
these
you really picked books that need more hype. That's what I was
did.
referring to.
I did, and normally we do under 1,000 or under 2,000. So, this will be fun. This is like we just want to get these books out there, and you guys seem to enjoy these ones that need more hype. So let's get them some more ratings and reviews. So
Yes, this is why I can't do small talk. I just
this is
open my mouth and my foot goes in.
It falls on my shoulders. But before we start our video and start talking about that, what would you like to tell the lovely people watching?
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we would love for you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. And like and comment on the video. Do you like these videos with books that need more hype?
Yeah. Okay.
Let us know.
Let us
is there
know.
a book out there that you're like, hey, this book needs more hype? You can throw that in the comments too.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's get started. You ready?
Let's.
Ready? Okay. So the first book that I have to talk about is Cruel Love by E.K. Hunter. What?
Do you have a secret best friend who's also named Freddie? Because my name's not Freddie.
You always say I never gave you a nickname in high school when you gave me several and they still come up. I'm just trying out new nicknames.
I only know of one nickname I've given you.
Yeah, but you used to call me Pumpkin too.
I call everyone Pumpkin.
Yeah, I know. You know, the other one, that's just mine. So
I sometimes call my husband Pumpkin Roll.
I think you call me Pumpkin Butt. I think that's what I always got was Pumpkin Butt.
But Pumpkin Rolls, never mind.
I have a pancake butt. So the fact that I got called Pumpkin Butt, like that was like, really? So, anyway. Okay, now to the book. Okay, so the first book that I have, again, is Cruel Love by E.K. Hunter. This is a dark romance. Definitely check your triggers. This is about Willow and James. James, this is a dark secret society. So James belongs to this secret society. His family has come to him. I think it was his father and his aunt, I believe. But his father has come to him and said, you have to be married within a month and you need to have her pregnant within 3 months or you are not going to take over. He is about to take over his father's seat in this group and rule this group. Well, this group has what they call Pear Tree House, and it is where they have gotten young girls off the streets around the age of 10. Typically they have no family, they have no one taking care of them, and they're homeless or they're running around the streets, they're runaways or whatever. And they've brought them into this Pear Tree House and they have trained them to be the perfect wives or submissives or partners for these guys in this group. And so in the secret society. And so then on what they call their graduation day, they don't do anything sexual with these girls until they're older, than they're trained on how to please a man, even though they don't actually please. It's a thing. So they until they're older. But so anyhow, he decides. So on graduation day, that is when they typically get to choose their bride. He is showing up at this place to get a bride because he's being forced to before that day happens. So it's in between graduation ceremonies. And that is where he meets Willow there because he's looking at all of these girls. They're all coming to him as he's sitting in this chair and they're giving him like their, best pose or the splits or whatever. They're showing off for him. And this mousy woman who won't even look him in the eyes brings him his drink, and that is Willow. She was taken in at the age of 10. She has amnesia. She has no memory of her life before Willow House, and she has been beaten and abused. She is the assistant to the woman who is in charge, and he decides he wants her, and things snowball from there. like really, really snowball from there. I loved this book. I really did. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it's depraved. It's crazy, but there's breeding. He's mean. It's dark. She's got trauma. She's got amnesia. I mean, what more could you want? Check your triggers. Please check your triggers. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yours? Yeah.
Okay. So the first book I have is a book that I read a little over 2 years ago when it came out, and it was this author's, it's her latest book. She's got a lot of stuff going on, so hopefully we'll see something from her soon because her books are so good. But this one did not get the love that it should have, and that is The 16th Need by Calla Reed. So this is Sam and Sable. So this is like wrong side of the tracks type trope. So Sable and Sam have grown up in very, very different lives. So Sam lives in a really nice house. They have like an in-ground pool, two parents that, really care about their kids, like just very different lives. So Sable lives in a very small single wide trailer with her mom and three sisters. They share a room that they have to keep locked, and they try and protect each other because their mom is, I think she was an alcohol, or no, she's a drunk and an alcohol. Oh my gosh, she's a drunk and a drug addict. So she has all sorts of unsavory people coming and going, and the girls like just have to try and protect themselves and each other. So Sable in high school, I think it's Sam's senior year, she starts tutoring him, and that's how they meet and where their relationship starts. And this is told in flashbacks, so we don't know why they're no longer speaking to each other or what went wrong, but we find like the story unfolds through flashbacks. I loved it so much. I love like that whole opposite sides of that whole opposite sides of the track type situation. Oh, I just loved it. And Calla Reed just writes so incredibly well. So love this one. It definitely needs more love.
Anything Calla has written deserves a love. She's an amazing author.
Yes.
So yeah, you can pick up any of her books and be good. So yes. Okay. Well, the next one I have is the third in a series. They can all be read as standalones, and I'm really surprised this one doesn't have more ratings than what it does, and that is Castaway Whirlwind by May Alder. So this is the latest in her Berenson, Boys of Berenson, Big Boys of Berenson Trucking series.
I think you just like saying that.
I really do. I like messing it up every time. So anyhow, this is about Layla, and she is a waitress. She just got a job at Granny's Diner, or whatever the diner's called. I think it's Granny's Diner. And she suffers from severe endometriosis. All she's ever wanted is a family, and she just longs for that. Seeing pregnant women, seeing little babies is really hard on her. She's been with the same guy for many years. She has a boyfriend. He is, TLC's No Scrubs. It's exactly like they were writing about this guy. He just doesn't seem to care that she's, bleeding through everything and in severe pain. She still has to get up and go to work because she provides for them while he sits and plays video games. And so when she gets the job at the Granny's Diner, the truckers come in all the time. And that is where she meets Russell. Russell, this is the biggest age gap in the group. Russell is a lot older than her, but Russell feels an instant attraction to her, and he is going to do whatever it takes to protect her, and then to keep her, and then to breed her, even though she's got endometriosis and it's supposed to be very difficult. He's going to show that endometriosis who's boss. So poor guy. I thought it was great. The representation for the endometriosis was really well done too. So
I don't think you could just show endometriosis who's boss, but good for him for trying.
He tries. He really, really does. It's really into that. So, but I just love the way he takes care of her when she's in pain. So, okay.
All right. Are you ready for my next book that needs some hype?
What else you got there?
Okay, my next book is Pretend for Me by Swathi MH. So Piper runs a salon, And it seems like it's maybe a higher end salon, but it's a little unconventional in some ways because her hairless cats hang out there. So you can just kind of go with that as you will about how that's going to play into the story quite a bit. And Dave comes in because a friend of his recommended the place. He needs a quick haircut. He's on his way to a board meeting. He is a billionaire, like this family company that they have. And his dad has entrusted him to run it because his mom is terminally ill. So his dad has stepped back to take care of the mom. But the dad is like constantly got his input, from the side. So Dave feels a lot of pressure. So he goes to get this haircut. Well, Piper was not feeling well, or she switched like her allergy meds or something that day. And she's groggy, really drowsy, doesn't really quite realize what's going on, and starts the haircut and butchers it. And Dave freaks out because he has to go to this board meeting. His dad is going to know he doesn't have time to do anything about this. So he freaks out. Piper freaks out because she doesn't want her business tarnished. So she kind of chases him down and is like, I'll do anything. Please let me make this right. And he's like, there's nothing you can do. Do you not see this? Well, he goes to the board meeting, goes home, and he's talking to his mom and discovers that his mom's greatest wish was to have seen him get married. Well, he loves his mom. So he decides to go back and tell Piper, okay, this is how you can make it better. You're going to be fake engaged to me. And we may actually have to get married depending, but this would mean a lot. And Piper decides to go along with it. Oops. My finger hit end recording instead of switching me back. I don't think it
Oh,
actually hit
no,
the
I
end
didn't do
recording.
anything.
I didn't click it the second time. But anyway,
Okay.
so this was a great, it's a rom-com, obviously, but it did make me cry, so I will just warn you. Like there are some sad things in it.
Okay. Oh
Definitely
no.
needs the hype though. I know, we're recording really late.
Your tiredness has rubbed off on me. I was perfectly fine. Okay. Well, the next book that I have is a stranded on a deserted island book, and it only has 298 ratings, and it needs more. So this is Wildlife by Victoria Woods, and this is about Maris, who is she's a scientist from the University of Washington. She is in the South Pacific, somewhere down by Fiji. They are her and her team are looking at she's really into bats. Bats are her thing. Like that is her thing, and she's trying to save these bats from this disease that is happening. And so they're trying to find them on these islands, because there's all sorts of little islands out there. But she has some trauma from her childhood when she lost her parents, and she takes it out in a very unhealthy way. She has a very unhealthy relationships. Basically, she just has like a dude that she'll screw, and then that's it. Like they just have sex, and that is it. There's no attachments, nothing. She doesn't ever want the attachment. And so one night she has a guy that she's working with who she's sleeping with, and they have an argument. There's a storm happening, and she falls off the boat. So she washes up on shore of this deserted island, and that is where she comes in contact with Alakai. Alakai has been on this deserted island. He and his parents were stranded on this deserted island since he was 8 years old. Now he is a grown man. He has a pet pig, and he has been just surviving since he was a little boy. And so he rescues her. He can talk just fine, but he refuses to talk to her, so she thinks he's mute. And then it goes on for so long that he doesn't know how to tell her that he can actually communicate and understand what she's saying, which kind of becomes funny. There are some rom-com elements to it, but it's also a stranded story. Like there's a lot that's happening here. I just loved their relationship. I love the pet pig. It was great, and I think it just needs a little bit. It needs a lot more hype. It's really cute.
What was the name of that one again?
Wildlife. Remember we met her in Seattle at Rain City the second time around, and she'd sold out of all of her books, and that was like her newest release, and she didn't have any, and I really wanted to read it. She was over by C.D. Reese. Yeah, it was a great book. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Okay. Next, I have Ripple Effect by Jay. How do we say that? Bingtinson. Bingtinson?
thing to. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay. So this is about RJ and Danny. They are neighbors in an apartment building, and RJ was in a very famous band, a boy band, but they kind of got to the point where they were a little too old to be in a boy band. So the boy band decided to like basically call it quits, but the bandmates all are still friends. Like it wasn't a big falling out or anything like that. And RJ wanted to go and be like the first one to have a solo career. So he tried to do that and his solo career tanked. So he's basically, sorry, my microphone is overtaking my space here. He basically goes and moves into this like kind of not so great apartment. Like it's just an average apartment building and goes into hiding there while he just tries to like, his ego, and he doesn't know what to do with his life. So he goes into hiding in this apartment building. Well, Danny is his neighbor, and Danny does not appreciate that he is not a great neighbor. The walls are thin, he's loud and obnoxious over there. So she tries to like make a good neighbor contract, and that irritates him. And so and she leaves him post-it notes. Like she's a little passive aggressive with him, I guess you could say. And so they just do not like each other. Well, one day they're in the parking garage and they're kind of fighting it out over like the last open parking spot. And there's an earthquake and they get trapped in the parking garage together. And Danny is able to move around, but RJ is stuck. And so she decides to go for help to try and help him. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Like it's really good. Very different survival story.
Yeah, I love a good survival story.
Yes, so definitely needs more hype.
Good ones are really hard to find though. They're few and far between. So yeah, but I like them. Okay. Well, I mentioned C.D. Reese next to Victoria Woods a little bit ago. And so the next book I actually have is hers, and that is Blood Bride. I was shocked that there's only 561 ratings. Maybe it's because we see C.D. Reese quite often that I just assumed that this would have more ratings, but nope, according to Goodreads.
That surprises me.
Seriously. So the second book for this one just released at the end of June. I'm waiting till I see her next weekend to get it. But this is about Luna and Carmine. Luna gets a letter in the mail that she has inherited this money from distant relatives in Italy. And so they send a private jet for her to fly her to Italy for this inheritance. And so she jumps on that plane and off she goes to Italy. And when she gets there, she finds out that what she was told is not what is happening. Carmine is a vampire and he has just awoken from his slumber. Like they have this, he's a vampire. The thing with Carmine is he was staked through the heart a while back. And now he has the wooden part of the stake that's where his heart should be. He needs a certain type of blood to survive. And it is this certain Strega type blood. And little does he know, or does she know, Luna has that blood. She's from this line of witches back in the day. And so Carmine decides it's in this family. Like he knows it's a part of this family's bloodline. There's basically going to be like a bride auction. All the girls in this family are offered up as brides to Carmine, and he gets to choose. Well, he's already met Luna. He ran into her on the street, and whenever she's in his presence, it's like she gets hypnotized. She just completely loses it. Like she just can't. She doesn't even realize what's happening around her, and she doesn't know why, and she doesn't know what's happening. So this is the first book. I believe this is going to be a trilogy. I think it's going to be a trilogy. But it was really good. The audio was just superb. It was amazing. I'm ready for book 2.
All right. So my next book is Wildflowers by Kylie Scott. This came out earlier this month. So hopefully as time goes on, it will get more ratings, but it is one I definitely feel like needs to have some more hype. So we have a virus breaking out that is going to take out like 99% of the world's population. And it is very, very quick. Like you get sick and you're gone. And so this has happened very, very rapidly. And Astrid decides one day, like, she's going to leave to try and go get some supplies and things. So she leaves her apartment. And Dean, her neighbor, sees her and he stops her and kidnaps her and takes her to his basement. because he is aware, he had some insider information, and so he is aware of how rapidly that this is happening and the concern. And so he takes her to try and keep them safe and get her to understand like how serious this is and that they need to start making a plan to flee. But again, he takes her and holds her in his basement. And then things quickly turn for the worse, and they have to flee the city and try and figure out where they want to go. And as with any good post apocalyptic book, it's really not necessarily the virus or whatever is happening, like the zombie situation and, you know, all of those things are not what that's usually like the least of your worries. It's that humanity kind of turns on itself. So I love this one. What are you doing over there?
Talking to Jeff. He was complaining about our oldest child. So, okay. I really want to read that one. Like, that is on my, like, it's downloaded on my Kindle.
Well, do it so it can get some more hype.
I know. I need to. Well, I picked up that other one by Claire Kent, the other post-apocalyptic, and I wanted to have like a little breather between because I didn't want to compare the two. But I love me some post-apocalyptic. So, definitely. Okay. Are you ready for my last book that needs more hype?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay. So this combines quite a few of my favorite things. And I am surprised, but I'm not, just because of the genre that it's in.
Okay, so there's an alien shifter who has clubbed somebody over the head and drug them back to their cave, and they are now stranded on an island.
No, but all of those are great. Somebody write that one. No, it's Omega Founded.
And then he somehow manages to play hockey while surrounded on the island.
He needs a nanny.
And surprise, there's a baby.
Yay! Okay, no, it's Omega Founded by Mae Pierce. So this is
like the one thing I left out in that whole thing.
So this is a Why Choose Omegaverse, and it is set in the Wild West in the 1800s, basically, or in the Wild West. I think it's its own world, basically, the way things are described to us, but it's that Wild West feel. So this is about Esta. She is on the run. She decides to go out west to be a mail order bride because she is running from someone. And so when she gets there, she gets off the train and she meets Hale. And the way this is described, it's not like described like our Wild West back in the day. They call it like the Deadlands, the Outlands. Like it's kind of, I mean, it is and it isn't. So just know that it's not necessarily our world, because you have humans and then you have those who are designated there. So anyhow, she meets Hale. Hale basically picks her up from the train station, believing that she's a beta because she's told him that she's a beta, and he just runs her to the place to get married. I think they get married by the sheriff. And she wanted to tell him no, that she was an Omega before they got married, but there was no time. And just before he marries her, he tells her that he hates Omegas with a passion. And so now she's scared because she is on the run from somebody who is heinous and horrible. And she wants to tell him the truth about what she is, but she doesn't have a choice. She needs somewhere safe to stay. And so she decides to go along and pretend that she's a beta as long as possible. Her sister and her made some special soaps, and that's how she's able to disguise her smell. But that's only going to last for so long, because out in these Deadlands, there is not the stuff that she needs to continue to make that. There's also Hale's brother Ruck, and then there's another guy that shows up as well, and they become a pack. Packs are outlawed. They're not allowed here. So if anybody finds out that they're a pack, they're going to be in a lot of trouble with the government. So it's their story. I loved it. It's the Old West. It's Omegaverse. It's a great Omegaverse. It's not such a huge why choose situation that I don't know who people are, which is great when that happens. So it just it needs more hype for sure. Okay. What's your last one?
All right, my last one is a perfect song duet. So that is First Verse and Last Chorus by L.M. Halloran. This is Eva and Wilder's story. This is second generation, so their parents are in Breaking Giants and Breaking Silence, which I have right here on my shelf. So this is rock stars. So their parents are rock stars. They are now at the age where they're really into music. They've started their own band, and things have been bumpy because Eva has had Like, she's definitely had feelings for Wilder. Wilder has feelings for her, but Wilder is struggling in life. He's got some addiction issues. He's basically self-medicating for some anxiety and some other things going on. And so he is addicted, and he feels like he just has this darkness about him and wants to keep Eva away from that, but he doesn't necessarily go about that in the right ways. And so this is their story through the two books. I feel like first kind of focuses a little bit more on Wilder's struggles, and then last chorus is on Eva's struggles a little bit more. So this definitely has mental health representation, and it's just, oh, it is so, so incredible. I loved it so much. Highly recommend it. Go read it. It's phenomenal.
Okay. All right. Well, there you guys go. Stop making fun of us. He's toddling his head back behind us. That's mean, Jeffrey. That's it. Time for a new husband video.
I'll
Anyhow.
send you recommendations.
Yes. All right. Okay. For husbands or a husband video?
I'll let you decide what you need.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, guys, there you go. There is 10 books that you should run out there and pick up. They all need a little bit more hype or a lot more hype. And they're amazing books.
Yes. So one thing we have consistently heard from authors is that the best thing that you can do for them is to leave them a positive review. So if you have a book that you've read that you've enjoyed, leave a review. And they've even said, like, even a quick review such as "I loved it" is fantastic for them. So when you're thinking about, well, how do I help these books get more hype? Just simply leaving that review and rating definitely helps. And you can do that like on Goodreads, you can do it on BookBub, Amazon's a big one. And a lot of them, that's how they end up getting picked up and published and being able to do audiobooks and things like that is based on those reviews. So if you're wanting to help some of these indie authors, that's the best thing that you can do for them.
Yeah. And I'm not one to leave long reviews. I'm a one-liner. It was great. Unless I'm doing an arc where I have to give more. I totally get not wanting to say a bunch of stuff, but I enjoyed it. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah. Great enemies to lovers or friends to lovers. Like, it can be extremely simple. Like, you don't have to be worried like, oh, I can't write an elegant review. Seriously, they say like just a couple of words. They've even literally told us before, just simply typing "loved it" works. So
Exactly.
leave those reviews for those authors when you enjoy their books. They greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and usually Wednesdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.